What is up, guys? Welcome back to Mateo Family Vibes. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I've been here for about 3.5 years now with my family, and there are some things that are just different about living here in the Philippines. Now, in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you some of these customs, different customs to living in the Philippines. So the very first thing that I'm gonna mention is going to be the water. Now, the water here in the Philippines, and I'm talking about the tap water, the faucet water, not water that you want to drink. So that's the number one thing right there, is any water that you are going to drink, you cannot have it from the faucet unless it's filtered. Here, so any drinking water, anything that you know that you're going to do for drinking, you definitely do not want to drink the faucet water. Now, here in this condo, we actually bought a filtration system that filters out the tap water, so we can drink it after it goes through that filter. But luckily, we don't need to do that because in this complex here, you actually get free water. So we have these two massive, I want to say they're 5-gallon jugs. As a matter of fact, let me go in here and show you real quick. So you might have seen these in previous videos, but we have these two massive containers. I want to say they're 5 gallons, but I'm not sure. So in this particular condo complex that we live, we actually get free water, free drinking water. So those two containers, we can fill those up 6 times for free, okay? Now, for us, we typically only fill them up about 4 times a month. So every month we get these little stickers from the admin office, and essentially you just go down stairs to the basement right across from the admin office, and we have our own filtration water station there. And you basically drop those off, they fill them up for you, and that's it, and you take them back. So we don't really need the filtration system that we bought. We actually brought it from our previous condo where we lived in before we moved into this condo, and we used it there because there you had to pay for water, and we didn't want to pay every month, and then we have to lug it all the way back and forth. And in the previous condo that we lived in, the water filtration station where they sold you the water was in front of the complex, so it was very convenient, but you just needed to go all the way down and get out of the complex and things and so forth. So we decided, hey, let's just invest in a filtration system when we'll have it always with us no matter where we go, and we don't have to worry about it. So that the filtration system cost us, I want to say, about 5,000 pesos. It's about $100. And it just filters the tap water and makes it drinkable, basically, for us to drink. So that is the first thing that I would say, the water. If you come here in the Philippines, or you're going to come and live in the Philippines, yeah, don't drink the faucet water, please. You will get very, very sick if you do so. So you heard it here. Talking about water, the second thing that is different here about the water itself is that we don't have access to hot water unless you buy a water heater. And everyone here, honestly, most people here don't use hot water. That's not really a thing. You're gonna find hot water in condos where people might install waterless heaters that are right next to the shower. I'll show you that real quick as well, so you can know what I'm talking about. So here you can see, basically that is what gives us our hot water. And this is how we can take hot showers. That right there. And it's obviously connected to the rain light or to the rain shower head here. And that's how we get hot water. So if you want hot water, you need one of those in the bathroom to take hot showers. If you don't have one, I'm sorry, but the showers are going to be pretty cold showers every morning. And most people here, honestly, that's what they do. Most people here actually use a bucket and a tabao to take showers in. They don't even have a shower head. So even my wife still uses it actually in the other bathroom. So that's just what they use here. So Depending on where you're going to live, if you're not in a condo somewhere, very likely you're not going to have hot water. Out in the kitchen, you won't have hot water either, unless somebody installs that hot water heater in the kitchen, and most, if not all, don't do that at all. So that's another thing here that's just different. The hot water, that doesn't really exist here, to be honest with you, unless you have one of those in the shower. The next thing that has changed for me is the fact that, in the US, you would always have cold water, and you would always drink cold water for the most part. Me personally, I always drink cold water. We always had the water in the fridge. Well, ever since moving here, I haven't had any drinks of cold water. All the water has been room temperature. And I thought that was gonna be something that was just, to me, was just crazy. Who drinks room temperature water? But honestly, I've been drinking room temperature water for over 3.5 years, and it's not that big a difference. I have a big 2-liter of water, cold water, in the refrigerator, and I haven't touched it. So it's just a weird thing. I don't know what it is, but I've gotten used to just room temperature water, and it's perfectly fine. There's no big deal. If anything, I feel like if I ever drink the cold water that's in the fridge, it's almost like you're drinking a soda or something, refreshing, oh my God, it's so cold. But honestly, haven't had the need to essentially drink cold water. I know it's a simple thing, but I'm telling you, when you come over here, it's just, you kind of get used to the different customs that they have here. And you kind of just get used to it, and, you just kind of go with the flow. And I think that's important, especially if you're going to move here, that you need to understand that not everything is going to be the same. There's going to be a lot of differences, a lot of cultural differences when you move to a different country. It doesn't matter what country you move to, you're going to have those differences. And so the smart thing is to obviously adapt to those differences and accept that, you're not in your home country anymore. So, there are going to be different customs that people do, and it's just something that you're going to have to start doing yourself as well. Something that I found very strange here at first is the hot dogs. Whenever I first bought hot dogs here, I was like, why are the hot dogs red? I couldn't understand why are the hot dogs all red? And essentially it's because all the hot dogs here have this plastic sleeve on them. I don't know why. I don't know why the plastic sleeve is on them, but hot dogs here have a plastic sleeve that you need to remove before you cook them, or at least I remove them before I cook any hot dogs that I eat or whatnot. But I just found that kind of interesting, that all of the hot dogs here have this red or clear sleeve depending on which brand of hot dog you buy. I was just like, why does that? If you're Filipino and you know why there are plastic sleeves on the hot dogs, please let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious as to why the Philippine hot dogs all have typically red sleeve on them. It's just it's different. Obviously, it's just a different thing. I've never seen that before, and so I'm just very curious as to why that is. There has to be a reason. Another thing that you'll notice, and this is as soon as you get off the plane. If you come here to either visit or live, as soon as you get off the plane, to me, when I first got that big push of air from Manila. Now, when I originally came here, I came here at nighttime. I had arrived at nighttime, so it really wasn't that bad. But it almost, to me, I felt like I was in Puerto Rico. It just reminded me of Puerto Rico, and I think maybe that's why I like it here so much, is because it just reminds me of Puerto Rico, honestly. When I go down there and I start walking, and I start walking the streets to go to local businesses and stuff, honestly, it just reminds me of Puerto Rico. the streets, the way everything's laid out, honestly reminds me of Puerto Rico. During the daytime, the heat reminds me of Puerto Rico. Everybody using fans instead of ACs reminds me of Puerto Rico. Like, I remember as a kid in Puerto Rico, like, we would have our grandparents, I would always go to my grandparents' house, and they would always have all the fans on. It was never AC, you know? And they always had all the fans on, and it's the same thing as here. Most people here, honestly, use fans throughout the day and AC for nighttime when they're sleeping. At least that's what I have observed from being here. If you guys do something different, please let me know in the comments. Is it the opposite that you guys do? Maybe AC in the day and then fans at night? I don't know. But from what I've noticed here from, you know, different people that we visited and things of that nature, most people during the day have all the windows open and just turn on the fans. And they are perfectly fine with that. And it works for them. And then at nighttime, they'll turn on the AC, and essentially they'll just ride the AC for sleeping. And that is like one of the key things of how Filipinos save money on electricity. That is one of the main things. Because imagine if you're running AC, like for us, for example, right? Like we're running an AC all day, no matter whether it's daytime or nighttime. Just depends on which AC is on, depending on if it's daytime or nighttime for us, right? I bet you if we ran only fans and left the windows all open throughout the day and just ran the fan and only AC at night, we would probably save so much money on electricity. I'm sure that the electric bill would probably be half of what we pay now. So it is something, honestly, something that I'm thinking about trying, but I want to try it in a different place. Like once we leave out of here and get our own, you know, place, our own condo that we actually own, we have to like buy all the furnishings and stuff like that. It is something that I want to try first, is buy some good fans, you know, and then just have them running throughout the day with the windows open and stuff. Because if you live in a high floor like I am here, like look, you can see like the wind is constantly just blowing. It's blowing heavy every day. It's like this. So you can take advantage of that, obviously, you know, and just enjoy the wind, free wind that comes in through the doors, and if you have all the screen doors open and stuff like that. So it is something that I really want to try when we move out to our own place and we get our own, you know, condo and things of that nature. So we can really customize and see, you know, how much of a difference that makes, because I'm telling you that has to make a huge difference here for most Filipinos, because most Filipinos here are using fans and not very many ACs. And I always wonder, like, man, they don't, I notice that when I see, you know, videos from other Filipinos and they talk about how much they spend, you know, on bills or electricity and stuff like that. I'm like, man, how are you paying that only that much? And they're not using AC for one. They're using fans. So yeah. But anyways, just some of the things, guys, that I found that are just different here. At the end of the day, they're just different. And you know, if you come here, it's gonna be different. So expect some of these things. Don't be shocked or surprised. You know, if you don't have hot water, or you know, if you got to take cold showers every morning, sometimes if you rent a condo, it may not have AC. It may just be fans. So that's okay. If you're okay with that, then you'll probably save some money on rent. But regardless, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and God bless you guys, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.